All right, guys, so we're just moving and shaking here. So I got this box yesterday and I was like, what is this? And it was from HSN and it clicked in my mind. Oh, you know what? It's gonna be the Griffin Charm School, I think, the next set. Oh, and it's Christmas. Cannot get rid of Christmas in July. I was just thinking I need to wrap up some more Crafters Companion Christmas box videos. Not that we have to end in July, you know, I'll bring it back out later, but for now, I think people just want to see different ways to use it. So I totally forgot about this is that I skipped the second one. I think the second one was more like a manly kind of thing, or I don't know, it just wasn't my style. So I didn't get the second box, and that already came out to people probably a couple months ago. I think it's every couple months these are coming out. And then I think there's only one other box left to get. And I set up a long time ago to skip the one, and I kept the other. So it says Anna Griffin Finishing School. Finishing School. I guess Charm School is a little bit different, but anyway. Holiday Open House Craft Box. It says includes cardstock, envelopes, stickers, sentiments, and cutting dies, which is what we want. So let's open this up. I like the packaging already. It's very pretty. My first one, I see it right now, is just sitting there on my desk, so maybe this will stack on top of it. I don't know, I might have to put them sideways just so that they don't get squished, because sometimes once you start putting things on top of each other, they start bowing in the middle. But I'm going to pull this whole thing out, I believe. Yeah. So we can see it a little better. What is this? Oh, this will be interesting. Holiday Open House. I was not expecting to do something like this today. I was like, I'll just throw together a little card. Obviously, there's a lot going on here. But it says to access... exclusive stuff. Okay, good. I was gonna say, oh, if this code is showing, there's a code here supposedly for me, but I know people had a hard time with the code that last time around. I didn't even try to use it, to be honest. So, but you can go and use your code and get more information about this finishing school. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that it was a little house. I am so glad. And the other thing is I wasn't sure because I just switched out one of my cards, and my credit cards got a new expiration date, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I need to go and update expiration dates on everything that might be associated with that card. And I was so scared when this did arrive. I'm like, oh, well, good thing I didn't even think to look at this one. So it's a good thing I got it, because I love it. I love it. You know I love the houses. I did not buy the church one because I thought, how often am I really going to use that little church? But it was very sweet. All right, cool. So all kinds of cute little, look at this tiny little gifty and the little sleigh and little tiny wreaths. Oh my gosh. This is so adorable. Little Christmas trees, all kinds of little ephemera in there. Swag and stuff. We got these guys. They should be wrapped in plastic, to be honest. That kind of bothers me because look at, there's a piece over here that came off of this. I wish that, yeah, they had at least put a little plastic wrap on this. Oh, nope, it still keeps... Well, maybe I'll have to use it today. That way I don't have to deal with that anymore. This other one's missing its top too. But dimensional adhesive. We have just 5x7 pieces of card that are really pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, I did fail to mention... I'll have the disclaimer there, but I should say it. I don't know if this is available right now on HSN. Sometimes they bring the boxes back, but if I have a link there for you guys, it will be an affiliate link, which means I'll make a small commission if you were to purchase the box through that link. I did want to mention I did pick up her birthday box and her Christmas box. I know. I didn't pick them up on craft day because, to be honest, I overlooked them. And then somebody had said they sold out, so I didn't even bother. But when I was on there yesterday, a couple days ago, they're back in, or at least they're there. So I went ahead and bought the Christmas box and the birthday box. So I will review those and show those off when those come in. But I'll have links for them in the meantime. Oh, and there's some nice just cream colored, so that's nice. Your basic cream color there. What is this one? Oh, it's like bricks. This is not very Anna Griffin-y. If you look at it, it's very almost cartoony. The little brick. That's interesting. Very cute. And the reason I say this is because she even says it herself. Like, she likes to stick to classical things. Like, she doesn't really do funny or quirky, right? I think the quirkiest is maybe the kids' papers, like the birthday papers, and then possibly the animal prints. Really nice sentiments, just in a long little strip. You can use this on anything, really. Sending you love and cheer, Merry Christmas, Jingle All the Way, warmest greetings of the season. Nice kind of cream colored envelopes. I love the cream tones in this. It looks like a nice stack of gold paper, which I have tons of because I used to buy it on HSN, stacks of this stuff. So really nice though that it comes in here, so you have that ready to go. And this is probably, let me see the sizing, 5.5 by 10, which is kind of odd. Probably because this thing's 10 inches. And then more of the papers here. And they are double-sided, which is really lovely. Oh, look at this one. I love the script on that. So pretty. I am just blown away because I didn't know I was going to get another house die, which I love. So I'm going to work on this. I don't know how decked out I'm going to do it because, like I said, I wasn't expecting, this is heavy, to do this today. I thought I was just going to put together some layers on a card. So I guess this is still layers on a card, but it's a little bit different, you guys. And then it even has this little wreath you can make. Oh, a little like lamp. It has a candle you can put inside your little windows, I suppose. Christmas tree. The toppers for the windows, because if you want some dimension. So here's the ones for these bottom windows. This is for the top windows. That's for right above your door, the doorway. You have a roof shingles with the little windows cut into it. And then you have several different layers for a tag, which you can use on anything. It doesn't have to be for this. And then, of course, she has layers and the outer card. So a lot going on. I'm so happy because, like, seriously, I love these kind of cards. I must have paid attention whenever she had brought it out. Unless they didn't have pictures to show. They must have, because I knew I wanted to skip the second one. This is cool. So what I'm going to do is take out the pieces that I would need for a card, and we're going to put a card together that looks probably something like this one. Okay, guys. Excuse me. My goodness. I was going to take a sip of coffee and I didn't, and I probably should have. So obviously they're all basically similar. You just play with the colors. So it's basically going to be something like this one because I like the gold in the back and I like the gold accents on top. And but I chose my own colors. So let's start here. So she always has instructions on these. And I say that and then I open it and there's really no instructions. Because she usually tells you like what to cut and when, and I suppose it's in the charm school, like when you go into your finishing school. Sorry, I definitely need a sip of coffee. Okay, so let's open these up. Oh, and if you notice my sparkly, super sparkly nails, I had a review for a company, and I don't know if it's going to go up before this one, because I had a question before I put it up, so as far as the discount code that they gave me wasn't quite working yet, so I was like, is this gonna work? And I didn't want to put the video up and not have that work. So you guys might have seen this or may not yet, but look at that. You'll keep an eye out for it if you're interested. So we need this base one, right, to cut the card base. This is the color I'm gonna use for my card base. I don't care which color is on which side or what, but if you do care, just know so whenever you cut with a die, and I know you guys are very well aware of this, it will kind of push in on the side that you put the die on. And so it gives a nice rounded look, right, to your paper. And then the opposite side is going to be a little rougher cut because that's where the cut came up through. So pay attention to this. So if you want this facing up, if you don't like that rough cut look, make sure to put your die on top of this, right? So put your die what you want to show here, because this is going to fold over a little bit, but whatever you want to show here, make sure your die is on that side. And I honestly don't know which side. Oh, the little pavement is cute. I didn't want to use the pavement because I wanted to go with this paper, but the pavement one, or the little bricks, would be cute for the bottom here. We'll go with this one. Now, this is not as big. Your plates for the Empress, unless you have the extended plates, are not as big as this. So we're going to run it through twice, and I've already shown you guys how to do that before, and I'll show you how to do it right now. Nice that this paper is pretty much already cut down for you. If you want to kind of conserve a little bit, I don't know what you would use it for. I would be very careful of putting it like all the way to the edge, and you might have a little strip that you can still use, but for now I'm just going to tape that. And I'm going to tape it in a couple areas because I don't want this to move very much, because we're going to pass it through twice. And with your Gemini Junior, again, we've been begging Crafter's Companion for larger cutting plates. Wouldn't that be nice if they had this but longer, right? And they say, oh, they'll think about it, but they've never done it, so I don't know. Let me plug in my Empress, and I'll be right back. Girl's usually plugged in, but I had to unplug her to do the Cricut the other day. So we can either run her through this way and then run that last piece, right, that's hanging out, or you can go this way and then cut the other half, however you want to do it. I guess I'll do it this way just so... So get the most that you can on there. And I always have my magnetic plate and my metal shim basically stuck together all the time. So I'm gonna put that, and then I'm gonna put this guy. And I'm gonna run it through the Empress. Gotta move my, that could have been extremely bad. I had plugged in my little mini travel iron and not my Empress. Oh no. Woo! Good thing it wasn't really touching anything. All right, let's roll this through. I gotta press run. So it hit a speed bump, as you can hear it where it goes da-da. But hopefully it'll have cut okay. And then this extra piece that's still hanging out, of course if you have the extended plates, no problem, just put on your extended plates. But you see it cut pretty much just to there, the portion that was touching. So now all I do is turn it, and I don't really like to go over the same portion again, but I do want to make sure that I'm cutting it. So I'm leaving a little bit that was already cut before in here, and then just put our plate and run it again. And that's an easy way of not having to use extended plates, or if you don't have them, you don't need them. Sorry. All right. So that is perfect. Let me remove this very carefully. I think that's going to be hidden anyway, but I just want to make sure. Okay, so that is our card, part of our card base. So this thing kind of does its own thing. It bends up here, and then you need your shadow and your toppers and things. So for the shadow or the background, I'm going to use some of the gold paper. I'm going to start putting these things somewhere so I don't lose them as I'm cutting layers here. I'm going to use my gold paper. I'm going to be chintzy with it, as chintzy as I can, because we are also going to cut some of the pieces. I'll cut those later though, so I just want to cut these in order. But at the same time, you can just run through all the other little pieces that you want to cut right now and get it all done. But I'm just going to, again, cut what I need for now. So I need this gold piece, and then we're going to cut the topper piece off of that from the next color that I want to use. Actually, let's put that like there. Let's go, baby girl. There she goes. This paper's so pretty. I was gonna make the house green, but then I was like, I like the red. So we're gonna go with red. And I've noticed this happens a lot. Look at this paper. And all these marks that you see on here came from my magnetic mat. And I'll show you that in just a minute here. So I try to be careful about it, but there's not much I can do. Here it is. And look at the imprint of what we just cut, even though the die was facing down. So all these little imprints from other times, and it's quite possible that's, yeah, it just gets on your paper, you know? So, I don't know. If you guys have a little tip for that, let me know. Otherwise, it's not the biggest deal. So we have that. And now I need this top piece, right? This color that you see behind here, and then we have our roof. So for the color of the house, I'm gonna go with this one. And again, we want to cut into. So I'm gonna use this big guy. And then everything else is basically just decoration. This is just your main thing. And yeah, actually these kind of work up pretty quick. I am gonna be chintzy and try to save some of my paper because I like to do that. Down here we have this whole piece that we can still use. And yes, that's from my scrapbooking days when you're like, how can I best use these scraps? Okay. I should get rid of this for a second. Run this through. We're gonna emboss this one. And I know Anna likes to cut into her magnetic mats, so she cuts and emboss at one time, and I do not cut into my magnetic mats, but if that's what you like to do, go ahead, and it should give you a little bit of an impression. I'm gonna see about embossing though, to be honest. Maybe it doesn't need it. Because you're gonna cover up so much anyway, like what's gonna be embossed? You know what I'm saying? That's visible, so I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna emboss it. But if you wanted to, what you would do is remove your magnetic plate, put your rubber plate on here, make sure this thing didn't shift. Put the rubber mat and just run it through with your 2 plates and the rubber mat. But for now, look at that, perfect, like butter. Oh, the little door opens. I don't know that you're able to open it at the end, but that's really cute. Okay, let me clean out this thing and then get the next piece that we need to cut. So I didn't super duper clean it out, but I'll clean it for the next time. Next time I go to use it, I'll clean it out. So I need to get this guy. I'm trying to get these stuck back on here, but. And then this is our roof pieces. Oh my gosh, I ripped that whole sticky thing off. And I'm going to use this brown piece for the roof, and I'm going to tape it only because when I put this magnetic topper on there, the mat, it'll like suck it up. And then it'll move. All right, let's go. And this one I will emboss, but I don't even know if it actually will matter. I keep saying that, let's emboss it, and then I'm like, well, maybe not. I don't know that it's gonna do anything. Let me see. You know what? It's pretty embossed already. Can you see that? And we're gonna cover this up anyway, so you know. Yeah, I'm gonna skip on that too. But everything has embossability. It's just if you're interested in that. Okay. Let me clean all this up, and then we'll put together the base, and then we'll start dressing her up. Okay. So with these guys, basically this is going to connect to your card base. And so all you're going to do is fold on the scored line there. There's another score line here. I have seen Anna glue it this way, which is what I think is correct. And I've seen her glue it with this up, which makes no sense. But I have seen her do it both ways. So what I do is kind of eyeball this. And then sometimes in the instructions they'll tell you to line it left and right, not really up and down. But this is kind of weird because it barely makes it. You still see some of that edge, but that's okay. All right, so that's how I'm gonna stick that on there. You don't have to stick any of this together until the very end, but I'm just... What is this thing doing? Come on. Okay. Before I really stick it down, I'm gonna pay attention to what's going on here. Oh my gosh, my kids have been watching Nightmare Before Christmas, which I love. When Diego was little, he was afraid of it, and Corpse Bride, and all those, and Coraline. Actually, Coraline was more like when Dorian got a little bit bigger, but Diego just didn't like it. And so those songs are stuck in my head. So then this is going to go on here, but I think I'm going to pop this off of this. So let's go ahead and stick down our roof, and I'm going to stick down the roof just plain like this. So I'm going to put that to the side for now until we're ready for that. And I'm just going to take a precision tip glue bottle. People ask me all the time where I got this. This is from Crafter's Companion. It came in like a bundle, but you can find them, Ranger, like pretty much every company has one. Tonic, oh, there we go. That was great. Everybody has a little something like this. Or you can go super cheap, and I'm assuming they have them like on AliExpress and stuff like that, a lot of these Asian sites. All right. I'm going to hold this down for a little bit until it's good to go. And then we're going to start cutting out some fun things to top it, and that's basically it. Just layer it up. Okay. And of course you can do your distressing and all that other fun stuff, but there's that. So basically it's going to look something like this, and it's going to look more Christmassy once we start dressing it up in the next bit here. So I'm going to bring my plate back. And this gold one, I'm just going to cut off what I don't need. That little strip of gold you can probably still do something nice with, so I would keep that. Alright. Again, let's get all our pieces, and it looks like there's one of each piece, so we're going to have to run it through a couple times. This one, if you want all 4 windows, you're going to have to do this one 4 times, which is always fun. And then this one we only need 1 of. Oh, this is really sticking to my magnetic mat. We just need 1 of this one. Obviously 1 doorway. I'm just trying to maximize my space on that gold piece, so I don't have to pull out another one. Come on. That one, and then we need 2 of this. So I'm going to run these through. When I come back, I'll show you what we need to do to emboss. So we need 4 of this one, 2 of this one, and 1 of these other ones. And, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Again, I'm just going to put a little tape. Oh, come on. And maybe the same piece of tape can hold on to a couple of them. We are going to emboss these. So So I'll run these through, and when I come back, I'll get ready for the embossing. Okay. So these are going to be a little trickier because there's a few stuck on here, you know, but I'm just going to try to pop them out without taking them off my paper. Rubber mat. These guys facing into the rubber mat, and hopefully everything is where it should be. And it's quite possible they were already embossed enough, but ooh, let's go this way. And then I'll do the same thing to the other one that we need, and plus the other 3 of these other guys. Ooh, look at how they kind of spread out and did their thing. That's what I'm telling you. The rubber mat, sometimes it moves on its own, and it's like, eek. I'm always afraid that something's going to happen, but ooh, I don't even know if that was worth embossing. Okay. I'm trying to get to where I can pop this out, but there's like no... Well, that's great. Okay, hold on. Companies, if companies are listening, they should do this so that you can actually... Oh my gosh, here we go. Just need something that can kind of poke into it so I can pull it out. Yeah, you know what? This wasn't even worth embossing, that one. Look at that. It's just flat anyway. Okay, so there's that. The doorway. Let me see if any of these other ones are... maybe this one. Okay, the windows look like they're worth it. And those do have a pokey for you. So it has that really cute little dots on the top. Okay, so that one's good. And this one, so the windows definitely have embossing, and then these... Okay, so the doorway and then whatever's on top of the doorway, don't even bother embossing it. Didn't do anything. And then the windows do need embossing. So I'll be right back once I have all the pieces cut. Okay, last little window. So that did take some work because obviously we're doing one at a time of these guys, but not too bad. And I got everything cut out with a little tiny piece of gold square left over. So I was able to get the card base and everything else from that one piece. Where are my dies? Right in front of me. Okay, so there's a bunch of other cute little things, little trees and all the, you know, little wreath on there. I think those are so cute. Like you can definitely do a peekaboo card with those kind of things, like a little slimline like I showed the other day, or however. Okay, so I am not super interested in popping all of these up with foam unless it works, right? Like these, some of these have smaller areas that I just don't want to get into, but well, let's see what happens. So I'm going to put like a piece here. I'm just using this tool, I don't know why, but just to help me pick these little guys up. Maybe here and here. Right, you don't want this to fall apart when your recipient receives it. So I'm going to go around and put as much where I can, like on these guys. I don't even know. I might have to cut some down, but let's see. Does it fit there? No. Eesh. You can kind of see on the other side, so I'm gonna have to trim these down just a little bit. That's what I'm saying. I'm not the person that go I'm not the one that would go through and do all this, but I will try. With this guy, I think it's just gonna get stuck down. There's no way. And then this one, maybe I'll use my 3D glue gel on this. Okay, so I'll put down as much of this as I can, but it's not gonna be that much. And I'll be right back. I tried for about 2 seconds to cut some down and put them on here like you see here. But that is not what I want to do. So let me stick these guys down because we already have those. Those are okay. We can kind of stick them down with the dimensionals just the way they are out of the box. There's a little bit sticking out right there, but that's okay. I'm going to take my 3D glue gel. And these guys can kind of be flat, to be honest, because I was going to copy kind of what she did. And she did 2 sentiments, one up here and one down here. So they can be flat, right? Because we're going to put this on top. So I'm just going to take a little glue on the back of these little dudes and just stick them down. And I try to get around the edges as much as I can here and there, but and then just line them up with the grids that are there. My goodness. Again, you can always clean off extra glue from this kind of paper, just a little wet towel, you know, either when it's still wet or when it's dry. But when it's dry, obviously it's going to take longer. You have to reconstitute the glue to kind of wipe it away. So I'll do the same thing for this one. I'll put a little glue on the back of this guy, same thing. And then I'll just show you real quickly how I'm going to kind of tackle these other pieces. And all it is just taking a tool. Oh, there's a little piece that didn't pop out. We'll get that later. Put that on there. And then, like this guy. I'm just going to open this up. I'm trying to see where this is going to glue down. Where does this actually go? Okay. So I need to put glue on these strips, this outer part right here. So I just get a little bit like this and kind of whack it off there and just place it. Okay, and I'll continue doing that until I have like a little frame of glue wherever I know it's going to stick. And that'll give us a little bit of dimension more delicately. Okay, and then I'm just going to stick them down. Same thing for these little windows, and I will be right back. So my kids waking up now, so you might hear them. The little house base, you could have embossed a little bit more. Remember I said, I'm not going to do that because it does do a little bit of framing, like, hold on. Like around the window, there's like a little line that could have been a little bit more embossed, or like on the door, there's like a little X here. That could have been embossed a little bit more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pick out a couple of sentiments and then pick out some little cutie swag stuff, and then we'll get that stuck down and then just slap this on top of our card base and we're good to go. So let me go through these things and pick out what I need. Okay, I think I picked out what I need. It took me forever to find the other little tree like this one. It's probably because there's so much green it's hard to find. There are 1,000 of these little wreaths, and I know it looks like she stacked them up because it just looks prettier when you stack like one on top of the other, but I'm cheap, so I'm going to use one at a time. And then she even has little swags like this, would be really cute to put over your door. Look how pretty. So, and then there's corner swags. I swear my phone keeps going off. Let me go check. You think I would know by now. It's the same telemarketer that calls me every day around this time, and then they call me again around 2 o'clock. I should probably just answer it and tell them to leave me alone, but I hate to do that. All right. You guys know I used to work at the Better Business Bureau, and there was like a whole thing, but now all the rules have changed. It's like, yeah, anybody can call you. Who cares? You know, it's like, why would anybody pass those kinds of laws? Like, anyway. All right. That's just something that changed a couple years ago. Okay, I'm going to put these here just like in the picture there, and I'm going to use my 3D glue gel again. We're going to use these pretty boys, and I think I can just squeeze this without being a big deal. I should get it into my syringe. I just haven't done that yet for this new tube since my syringe emptied the last time. And they look like they're the same on either side, so I'm just going to stick that down. And I hear my kids, so I'm going to stick one down here, and I'm going to stick one on the other side. I will be right back. And yes, I have not put this onto my card base yet, and you could have done it, like I said, I like to build up these little things because you're pushing down and squishing, but then at the same time when I put this on my card base, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be squishing it, so it might not be the best thing in the world, but I'm going to put this here, and hopefully kind of straight. It looks a little bit off, but that's alright. Okay, well, it's stuck down now. I'm not going to mess with that. I think it should have gone up a little bit there. Okay, I didn't stick it down too much. Alright, there we go. Let's do this again. I guess I am moving it. Okay. Oh my gosh, my kids, I asked them. I said, come down, do what you need to do. They didn't have to do anything, but now I can hear them up there. They have things to do. Alright, I'm going to stick this on here. Again, you can stack one on top of another, so for like a decoupage look, just to give it that thickness, and then stick that down. Oh my gosh, that is adorable. I'm not sure why the door opens. I mean, it's a cute thing, but you kind of can't see it behind this gold here. And then we're going to stick these guys down. And it looks like they're going to get stuck right here. on either side of our door. Here and here, I suppose. There we go. Yep. All right, and then I still have this little guy. I thought Santa was on here. For some reason it's not. It's just a sleigh. And she stuck it on the window here. Kind of like this. All right, whatever. That's fine. All right. So that's all of that. And then, of course, we're going to put our stopper here in just a minute. But that's why I have this other sentiment. Oh my gosh, that is so decked out. My goodness, that is ridiculous. So I'm going to use 3D glue gel because I can turn this over and just squeeze some on. Just kind of strategically place my fingers here. But if you're using your adhesives, I would just kind of pay attention where they is and kind of stick them down. Or stick them down here once this whole panel is dry, right? I'm just moving along because I'm making videos. But at home, you can just wait till all of your stuff is set on the front. And then stick it down. I'm not sticking down the doorway even though I'm not really going to use it. And put that on there. So cute. See, this thing moved already on me because, again, they're not dry yet. I'm trying to see this gold without the background. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Got it on there okay. And then once we open this, it's going to go like this. So I'm just going to stick this down and that's going to be your stopper. I don't know that you can put 2 stickers in every card. Well, you know what I'm saying? Because that's kind of a lot. But at least one, I would use it as the stopper. So if you're only going to use one, use it as the stopper, obviously. Let's see here. Alright, so it says Happy Holidays from our house to yours. I think that's pretty quick, right? For a card with all this going on. I think it took the longest was cutting out 4 of these little windows and then embossing each and every one of them. I'm going to have to straighten this one out. He looks a little bit crooked. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This was a fun one. I'm really happy to have it because I love the little house dies and this little holiday house is no exception. And I guess you can use it for anything. You don't have to dress it up as a holiday. It can be any house, right? I mean, everything isn't typically holiday, the base of it, but the little accent pieces are, so I think it's a really fun one to have. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.